his feet and goes for more power on his connected punches, he brings himself down into Quartey's range.
Yeah, because he wants to spring up with his hook. He understands that he gets power with springing with that hook.
Tactical round 4. They trade jabs. De La Hoya looking to find a way to shorten the distance between himself and Quartey, while at the same time nullifying Quartey's jab by staying away when the Ghanaian star wants to throw.
Now, whenever Oscar decides to stop doing anything, Quartey starts with his jab again. So Oscar's got, when he's not moving around, do something.
De La Hoya landing a little right as Quartey awkwardly stepped to the side.
Now Oscar does something different. He stoops down and jabs upwardly to the shorter opponent. You notice when Oscar misses a jab or right hand, he gets right back into position. He doesn't try to follow the guy. Quartey is moving around, hasn't decided what kind of footwork he wants, hasn't established any kind of tactics with his feet.
And as round 4 comes to a close, the two fighters are getting better and better looks at one another because they are throwing fewer and fewer punches as time goes by.
It's respect. Both have a lot of respect for each other. Both have it.
Okay, you gotta keep thinking more and more. He only has the right hand. That's the only punch he's got. You gotta watch out for that right hand.
And keep him outside.
You gotta get a little busy with the hands, Oscar. You let them in the fight. Throw those combinations once in a while. They look great.
Okay, you have to start crouching a little bit. Okay, when you let out the jab, crouch out a little bit. Okay, and step up the pressure. Don't give him a chance to do those things, all these things that he's doing at this point. When you jab, stay on the left hand side. Okay.
Conventional wisdom is that Quartey cannot win a close decision in what amounts to Oscar De La Hoya's hometown. No matter how we score the fight, the benefit of the doubt in the close rounds may be going to De La Hoya. Oscar Quartey will have to open up.
It's worth pointing out, though, that all 3 judges are from out of the United States, 2 from the United Kingdom, 1 from Japan, as they attempt to eliminate any implication of favoritism in the judging here.
Now, Oscar has Quartey reaching out with paw and hooks rather than jabbing straight forward. Got his hand tucked to his side, and I'm telling you, Oscar can do a lot of things when his hands are in that position.
And incidentally, between rounds, you probably heard Gil Clancy leaning in over De La Hoya's left shoulder and talking into his left ear. Throw more combinations, he said. They look beautiful.
Every now and then, he said. Not constantly, just throw them every now and then and let the guy know that you have something. Now, when you start throwing left hook wild like that, then you get out of rhythm. So you got to really contain yourself, Oscar.
And Quartey having to discipline himself to choose his shots correctly in a fight in which he's fighting at a much more measured pace than he's ever been accustomed to in his career.
What Oscar is doing, using the middle of the ring. He's not interested in the ropes. He's not interested in anything but the middle of the ring.
Do you see anything here so far, George, that indicates that that 16-month layoff is a big factor for him?
It has nothing to do with it. He's found a guy who can jab with him, Quartey has, and he's trying to find a way to do it. One thing about it, he's brave. He hasn't given up. He's just looking for another way. Now he's slapping with his left jab. You don't want to do that. That's when you can really get countered because it throws your body inwardly toward the pointing of your feet.
Well, and the 2 times that De La Hoya has landed sharply with big right-hand counters, it was when Quartey got lazy with his jab, pawed with it, didn't bring it back in a hurry, dropped it down to his waist, and he's holding it down there now.
Now you see Oscar has no respect for Quartey's right hand. He's only watching the left jab, which is good. The guy...
You know, but nothing's happening in this round, basically. I don't see De La Hoya doing much. I see Quartey doing most of the landing.
Not much is a lot for Oscar De La Hoya. Not much is a lot.
Body punches inside.
What do you mean
Quartey
by that,
landing.
George?
What does that mean?
Because you don't want to get out there and take some chances with a guy whose only chance thus far is to win by knockout. You want to stay positioned, don't take any risk. Jab him because the whole world has said he has a good jab. So out jab him. The crowd will applaud. You got your hometown.
Well, maybe he improves his chances to win by decision in this round, because I tend to agree with Larry. Quartey has controlled the activity here, and I'd be hard-pressed to see how a judge could give this round to Oscar.
When you get him to the ropes, you got to do something.
Oscar. You had to make some more steps side to side.
And move your hands.
Ocupado.
One hand at a time. Put them together. Remember, starting to the body.
Okay, stop stepping back, okay? Okay, anytime you hit him, just follow him. Wherever he goes, just follow him. And keep jabbing. If you decide to come back, keep jabbing when you start coming back.
You got to be first. Maintain him on the outside. And be careful with the right hand.
Round 6 of a scheduled 12.
Oscar starts off with a stiff jab.
And down goes Quartey on a classic De La Hoya left hook.
It was because of the way it dismantles you, that stiff jab of Oscar De La Hoya. Remember, the left hook was just part of it.
Quartey was down twice against Lopez. One of them was a flash, but the second one was on a hard punch like that.
Oscar should suppose now that this was done because of the effectiveness of the left jab, not because of the right punch. Don't go back to what you were doing. Don't get over anxious and start reaching.
Right-hand retaliation for Quartey. De La Hoya begins to open up and trade, taking chances.
It's not necessary for Oscar. Not necessary at all.
He must believe he has the Ghanaian star hurt enough to contemplate finishing it. Down goes De La Hoya on a left-hand counter by Quartey.
It was because he got a little closer and he tried the uppercut too early.
Now you got the makings of a classic. And now it's Quartey who thinks he can finish. Hard to the body, hard to the body. And Halpern warns him that he must follow his instructions.
And Halpern gives De La Hoya a chance to recover.
Both men have been down in the 6th round. And both were real knockdowns on hard punches. Halpern deducted no points. That was just a warning to Quartey.
Oscar's starting to open up with the left uppercut, which is not a good idea yet.
And Quartey starting to come back with his jab.
Oscar's going to have to go back to his left jab, take control of the fight again. If not, it's just going to get rougher and rougher.
Another flush right-hand cross for Quartey, and De La Hoya buckled for a moment, but didn't go down.
Now we see this famous jab that Quartey was talking about.
It was in the 6th round of the Leonard Hearns Classic fight that the fight broke out. In the 6th round of this fight, the fight has broken out.
It's on now, baby. It is on.
It's up to the corners now to get Oscar back in control. This is when you need someone to communicate with you.
Because the more he brawls, the more chances he gives to Quartey. Hard left hook upstairs for De La Hoya. Quartey grins. That means he was hurt.
Now the jab is back for Oscar. Keep it up. Let him smile, but get your point. And Quartey has got to make sure he gets into the body of Oscar so he doesn't have any strength in that left jab.
Another right cross for Quartey, and De La Hoya's left eye has begun to swell. What a round.
Get your face for it.
Boxea un poquito más con pasos laterales, ¿ok?
Huh?
Bueno, cada hermano, corte un que left to get back.
Okay, don't forget, okay?
All right, first we're going to watch as Quartey goes down. He was a little off balance after taking a right hand. He comes in close, catches a left, doesn't appear to be hurt. Later, a perfect left hand drops De La Hoya on the seat of his pants.
Wasn't so much power, but right on the point.
Witness the punch you don't see coming. Crowd cheers as we get past the midpoint of the fight. Mitch Halpern wants the Vaseline off of De La Hoya's face. Too much grease.
Let me see. Okay, go!
That was very funny because the guy didn't take any grease off his face. He rubbed his head.
Brilliant. If Robert Alcazar got away without taking grease off his face, that's a heck of a move by the trainer.
I mean, that was great. Now, that's the first experienced thing I've seen Alcazar do.
All right, quickly, Harold, how do you have it?
Jim, 3 rounds apiece, 57-57. But round 6 definitely to Ike Quartey, because even though they traded knockdowns, Quartey certainly finished strong.
And look at the swelling under De La Hoya's left eye.
I have it 4 rounds to 2 for Quartey.
Quartey's right hand became a factor in the bout in that last round.
Oscar, all he has to do is stand on his, watch the pivot, make sure your pivot is your right foot, and keep that jab out there.
We can also remember that in that great classic fight, that it was Leonard's eye that also started to close up in the middle of the fight. His left eye from Tommy Hearn's great right hand.
Now remember, Quartey has a history of tiring in the late rounds. But he's tired in the late rounds of fights where he's been throwing 70, 80, 90 punches in the early rounds. That hasn't been the case here.
Awful conservative. At the same time, he's not waiting in. He has a lot of respect for the power of Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar's doing a good job with the jab. Quartey is smelling blood. He's like a tiger gotten loose there. Everything is jumping up. He's jumping up on his jab. He jumps up on his right hand. Everything is jump.
Fascinating, and what a testimony to the brilliance of their work habits that both of these great fighters at the height of their careers have introduced new elements into their game, and successfully so for this fight.
You're right, Jim. Quartey is showing more versatility in his boxing ability, and De La Hoya is using the right hand.
That's right. Whenever Oscar decides to throw a jab, whether it's hard or not, Quartey does nothing. Now he's relaxed. He's got his elbows in, Quartey has, and he's intending to jab some now.
But now that Quartey made his right hand a factor in the bout in the last round, De La Hoya is much more reluctant to throw the jab.
Yeah, but he's gotten relaxed now. He's got his elbows close, and he feels like he can do whatever he wants to do now.
I don't see De La Hoya landing much at all.
Hard right cross for Quartey. De La Hoya wobbles again. Oscar trying to come back with the left hook. Quartey looking for a shot.
Dale vuelta, boxea.
You're fighting like you're stuck in mud. You got legs, use them. You have better legs than the other guy, use them.
You got to be first out there. When you set him up, let out combinations, he covers up.
You need to get some distance.
Okay, you're doing very well now. I'm very proud of you. Okay. Now, when you jab, I want you to step to the side. Okay. Don't give him the full body. Don't give him the full body. Just step to the side. Okay.